Hello, Internet. Welcome to 3 Major Keys, YouTube's most self-aware tutorial series for coaches. You guys might not be aware, but I'm aware that I'm talking into a microphone with a sock on it in my closet, so I'm at least going to have fun and not take myself too seriously. Anyway, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about conditional formatting in Excel. The first major key will be an introduction to conditional formatting, why it's useful, and what it actually does. The second major key will cover conditionally formatting cells based upon their values, and the final major key will be how to conditionally format cells based upon specific content and how to customize the formatting itself. Now let's jump right into the first key. Odds are you've seen this icon before, and being the meatball we all strength coaches are, completely ignored it, because if you're like me, the left side of the menu was your safe zone, and when it comes to Excel, everything to the right of that zone was the danger zone and threatens to crash your file. So you never went over there. But today we're going to actually explore what conditionally formatting can do for you and how it can make your life easier. Oh, and just so we're clear, the icon is right here. Conditional formatting gives the power of easy recognition to information by adding a color code to it. By setting up criteria, you can have Excel automatically change the text style, cell colors, and even change borders as well. In this lesson, we're going to cover the 4 most simple conditions to set up in your templates, and those are greater than, less than, equals to, and between. Once you've decided upon what condition you would like to format for, now all you have to do is determine whether the condition is good, bad, or indifferent. Now let's check out these conditions in real time in the program itself. Hey guys, using the same file that we did before, we're going to kind of go over conditional formatting because this is another tool that I use with my weight charts just to simply show coaches whether they're high, whether they're low, or whether they're in their target range. Conditional formatting enables you to set these rules automatically so you don't have to constantly do it. So the first thing we're going to do is show you guys how that basically works. Here's that icon right here, conditional formatting. And then I'm going to click on Manage Rules so you guys can kind of see it. So just so you can understand conditional formatting, I know PC and Mac kind of have some different conversions. I don't know why Microsoft does that, but they do. But it essentially looks the same. You have your criteria here. So if the cell value is greater or less than 3 and -3, then it's going to be in red. And if the cell is between -2 and 2, it's going to be green. And then over here it says it applies to. This is key when you're copying and pasting conditional formatting. So make sure that you guys pay attention to this because eventually we're going to want to do some typing and manually enter in some things just so you can spread the area, and we'll get to that in another episode. Again, all you got to do is set what the good, indifferent, and bad categories are. You can see if they're within 3 pounds, it's typically because they have an 8 or they ate too much. So we'll either weigh them in the next day or just see how their weight maintains. So let's go back to the presentation, and that's conditional formatting 101. Now back to the second major key, conditionally formatting cells based upon their value. In the difference column, I have set up a simple equation to display the difference between their current weight and goal weight. Now to cleanly display this information, I want to add a color code to display whether or not the athletes are making progress, on target, or way off from where we want them to be. Now to format these cells automatically, first highlight the area you want to be formatted. Then click on the conditional formatting icon, which will bring up a drop-down menu. On that menu, we want to select Highlight Cell Rules. Once you click the Highlight Rules drop-down list, you can see the 4 basic conditions in plain sight. For this example, we're going to select Between, then the Format menu will pop up. Excel does most of the work for you, and now all you have to do is double-check the conditions and enter the values in the boxes. Once you have entered the cell values, select what format you would like to represent those values in the Formatting Rules drop-down list. If you'd like to change the format, click on the drop-down and select one of the following options. Then, we're going to repeat that process for greater than and less than values to complete the formatting of this table. For PC users, the menu is slightly different, however, the basic premise is still the same. Now that we've completed this, you can clearly see from the before and after how easy it is to see who is on, close, or off target. For a rule of thumb with every weight chart I've ever made, I've typically set a 2-pound window above and below each athlete's target goal. I use that as my range and like that reflected in green. If they are 3 pounds off their goal, I may know that they may have overeaten over the weekend or are underhydrated for that day and will ask them to eat or drink something or maybe come back and weigh in after the training session. Any more than 3 pounds above or below their target weight, and well, we got some work to do. All right. Hopefully these presentations are starting to make sense for you guys and you're learning along and learning some valuable tools, or you're just waiting for me to get to this point and showing you exactly how to do it and copy me from there. Hopefully that's not the case, but who knows? Some people are visual learners. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this area, F12 to F16, and then I'm going to click on my conditional formatting menu, highlighting the cell rules, okay? And again, I want to go greater than. And any number that's greater than 3, you can kind of just make sure you always double check your values. I want to be in red. And do that again, highlight cell rules for less than, and literally type in -3, and that's my new range. And so anything between -3 and 3 will now show up in pink. So no matter what you do, whether it's high or low, the cells will automatically and the conditions will format with it. So let's get back to the presentation. Now the third and final key is to format the text based upon specific text and how to customize the format the way you see fit. Now repeat the same process as before. Click the icon, go to highlight rules. If you haven't already guessed by now, you can see the text that contains option. Click that. Now enter the value you want Excel to recognize and then click on the format rules drop-down menu. This time select custom format as your option. Again, for PC users, the look of the menu is a little bit different, but the process is nearly identical. In the blue is the option for formatting based upon values. In the purple is the option for formatting based upon content. Just make sure that when you select format based on content that it says specific and not contains, as they are much different options. Now to customize the format, simply click the button that says format. Duh. Now make sure when the next menu pops up that it says that it's on the font option. I can't tell you how many times I mixed up the fill and font options and had to redo it. Once you make sure that it's the font option, click on the color menu drop-down and select your color. Then move on to the fill menu and it's pretty much the same exact thing. Click the color menu again and select the color and hit OK. Repeat this process for letter B and you have just successfully conditionally formatted your first cells. Now, back to reality to show you how to really do it. Hey guys, now we're going to format cells based upon their contents. So what I'm going to do first is the same way that we've done it with the values, is I'm going to highlight the entire section. I'm going to go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and then down to the text that contains. Once I click that, I want every cell that has an A to it, specific text. That's the key that you have the specific text. Then we're going to go over here and we're going to click on the format drop down, custom format. And then this can happen where you go from your font and your fill. So make sure that you're aware of that when you open these menus, because you'll see it in a bit. Wherever you leave off is where it's going to open up next. And I want to make sure that I set my rules accordingly. Come back up, highlight cell rules, cells that contain. Now I want to format for B, custom formatting again. And now you're going to see that it's going to show up on my font side, not my fill side. And I'm going to go white text with a red background. Again, Excel seems complicated, but it's really not once you learn how to work with it. Each one of these things has rules, and once you get these rules down, it's pretty simple. So I appreciate you guys sticking through this for the first 3 episodes, and appreciate it, and see you next time. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. Next is a few tutorials on how to actually make these functions useful in the big picture of things. If you find the channel Lessons in Strength helpful, please like this video, share it, and subscribe. And as always, comment below and let me know what concepts you would like to see on the next episodes of Lessons in It's actually 3 major keys, Angelo. Know your channel. Sorry, guys. That's my bad. Appreciate you. Bye.